Hi everyone, I'm here to talk about dry lips. It's practically a conversation at this time of year that I have every day with someone, whether it's someone, in the park, when you're having a walk, or at work, in a studio, everyone's struggling, or a lot of people are struggling with dry lips. Luckily I don't have dry lips, but that's really only been since the last 2 years because I've found what to do. First and foremost, I realised that I might be leaving toothpaste on my lips, or my active ingredient retinol, which I use at night. So I would put my retinols on, I do my skincare first, then I clean my teeth. And I was wondering either whether one, the retinol from my pillow, from my skin is transferring onto my lips, and secondly, when I brush my teeth, I'm then rinsing. So I'm taking all the moisture, all the goodness I've put onto my skin, I've taken away from my lips. And if I haven't properly washed, I'm like, 2 or 3 to really get rid of the toothpaste. Especially people with cracks in the corner of their mouth is usually because they haven't properly got rid of the toothpaste. I'm not saying about leaving, white around your mouth. Just a small amount of toothpaste that's left on your lips can really irritate your lips, especially if you're in dry atmospheres. So have a think about that. So now I clean my teeth first. Rinse, and then I put all my lovely skincare on, avoiding the Medicate retinol that I put on my face at night. I can't do anything stronger than that because it just makes my skin really dehydrated. But people who are using strong strengths of vitamin A do find that their lips become very dry. So just be aware of that. Another thing that I've learned from chatting to people is, and I haven't tried this, I wanted to try it, is that the use of SLS in toothpaste can also be a terrible irritant to lips. So if you are in the situation where you literally always remove your toothpaste and you put a lovely hydrating fluid lip balm at night and you're still suffering, try this. What happens is you get into a rut and your lips become really dry and you just cannot change it. A few things that are going on. First of all, you've disrupted the moisture barrier on your lip. Secondly, the products that you might be using on your lips might be really irritating them. And I cannot use anything, any kind of flavour, especially anything like Carmex or Blistex or anything with peppermint in or spearmint, anything that's going to stimulate the blood. Nope, my lips are so sensitive and so reactive. So I use the most simplest of products. But where do you begin? So if I'm on a shoot, for instance, and I've got to do a lovely beauty shoot with a model or whoever, and they've got dry lips, I will start by using some of these Kiko wipes because they're slightly abrasive and it contains a little bit of AHA, which will then dissolve the dead skin cells. If you don't have those to hand, these are great, the LMS pads, and they're really handy for work. I usually wipe them over the skin before I do makeup, and I just get the person to do it themselves because I don't want to do it too hard to make the lips sore and bleed, especially if they are very dry. But just for that moment in time to help alleviate the dry skin, and get the dry skin moving off the lips, that's what I would do as a quick fix. So even if you had a liquid AHA solution, just put it on a cotton pad and very gently dry over, rinse, and then put on one of the balms that I recommend afterwards at night time. That's your first step. Second step is use your lovely hyaluronic on your lips. That's the one thing that's going to really help maintain the moisture in your lips. Again, most of the AHA products are a bit like when you put them on. Some are kind of a little bit richer. The ones that I've been using recently are just absolutely lovely, but you don't get that sort of satisfying hit of hydration, but it really helps. So in the morning, your hyaluronic, then your lip balm, and your hyaluronic at night, and then your night treatment. Just get used to putting it on time. It will make a huge difference. I do have quite a few suggestions here for you. They're all slightly different. Let's start with this one first, Ultrasun. This is the best lip balm that I have come across that has got SPF in. And if you are skiing, or if you're in a hot climate, or if you're outside a lot, if you're at a job that takes you outside a lot, then just use a balm like this that has an SPF in, because that will really help protect your lips, because you might have burnt your lips and that's why they're so dry. It's not just about being in a cold climate. Again, it's just got nothing in it that's going to irritate your lips. Really simple, straightforward. So that is a great SPF for your lips. So that's kind of like ticks every single box really. Lanolips I have been using and loving. Now I love Lanolips. I don't have an issue with lanolin. Some people do. So if you know that if you use a lanolin product and your lips react, then you can't use lanolin on your lips again. You have to go and look for something else. And think about whenever you put a lip balm on, if you get that tingly feeling, if you get that instant need for more hydration quite quickly, that lip balm is probably not for you. It's the most basic thing. And it works for me. I've had that in my handbag and I love it. And it gives a nice kind of, I've got a bit of a gloss on at the moment anyway, a nice sort of glossy finish. So that's been really, really lovely. I've been using that a lot this year. Now, if your lips are, so my next thing was, I'll jump from one thing to the other. So I've talked about the AHA, about removing the dead skin off your lips, and then the hydration with the hyaluronic. This, the AMELIORATE lip intensive treatment, is very similar to their body treatment, which I love because it makes my dead skin and my little dry bits on my body just fizz away, because they've got their own lactic acid, LAH6, and this is their formula that basically just, this is not scientific, but munches away your dead skin cells, alleviates dry skin by removing dead skin cells. It's a much better way of putting it. This is a great treatment and it's a matte finish, and you can just put it on, put it on, put it on, and then you will eventually find that it goes all nice and smooth, especially if you put it on at night. It's a great night treatment, but I would keep this as a treatment. And then once your lips are lovely, I would use one of these two guys. Now, Dr. Sam Bunting's Flawless Lips is actually new. I'll talk about this in a minute. Literally just came in 2 weeks ago, so I'm delighted to put it in the film. Cicaplast is one of those balms that I've mentioned before. It contains panthenol, which is a very important hydrator. And you'll find panthenol in a lot of aftersuns and sun creams because it stops the skin or helps the skin from feeling itchy, irritated and burned. So it's very, very calming, and it's got lots of lovely lipids in, so it's very hydrating. This is 12 quid, I think, so is maybe £15, and so is Dr. Sam's, about £12. Not particularly glossy, rich, but just a really, really great lip product, and you can use this on babies, children, whatever. So my kids have got one of these and they quite like it because it's not in like a bullet, they're boys, and you can just squeeze it on. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know anyone who's allergic to this. This is an absolute classic. Dr. Sam's has ceramides in hers, and it's really, really glossy as well. Now it comes out as quite solid, so it's very kind of rich, so it feels kind of very, very decadent, and it's a really, really nice lip balm. 15ml in there, and again, like all these products, it's fragrance free and it doesn't contain anything that is going to irritate your skin. So very, very nice product. The last one that I'm going to talk about is VENEFFECT, and I have talked about this before. This is an anti-aging lip treatment. It's about 5 times as expensive as any of the products I've mentioned here before. It is an absolute treat. I've used it sort of around the top of my lip here to soften the lines. I don't know whether it's worked or not, but it's a really lovely, smooth, matte texture that once you put it on, it just gives your lips this lovely canvas before lipstick. So if you do tend to be a little bit dry and you want to treat yourself, that's a really, really nice product, kind of like a gifty product. So hopefully that's kind of encapsulated everything. So you need to remove the dead skin cells first, lock in the hydration with your hyaluronic, and keep putting on your lip balm, but with nothing that's going to irritate your skin. They are very, very sensitive, your lips. They don't have as many sebaceous glands as our skin does, so they are vulnerable. So if you are outside or you are in an area that's, you know, warm or central heating, you will need to replenish the moisture in your lips and just give them a bit of a helping hand. Any questions, as usual, I will do my very best to message you below and answer anything that you need, and any top tips that you have to share, then brilliant, share them all for everybody. Thank you very much. See you soon.